Upstate Golf Guys, we're back again. Grip it, rip it, let it fly. We play to win, never lay up. That's the play. From tee to green, golfing every day. With RGB, scram, 518, Mikey and Anthony. Pin high dreams, feel the breeze. Fairways calling down the tees. Roll it smooth, Lombardi's tight. Drip on the green, yeah, we're rolling right. Addicted to gold, we're on the dance floor. Tee it up once, then we want more. Swing and shine, we're keeping score. Tee it up once, then we want more. Hey! Then we want more. Hey! Then we want more. Early shots at Fair Park, rise and grind. Upstate crew locked in that perfect line. From sun swings to twilight fades. Upstate vibes, no charades. Anthony's on the mic, passion's pure. Golfing crew, that's the cure. Addicted to gold, we're on the dance floor. Hit that fade, then chase for more. For Upstate heart, we ride the score. Tee it up once, then we want more. Oh, then we want more.
And welcome back to another episode of the Upstate Golf Guys Podcast. I hope you all enjoyed that awesome hockey game. I don't know if you saw it, Roger. Did you wake up in the morning and watch Team USA take the W, bro? Beat Canada? It was fucking sick.
I did not. I seen the highlights, man. I wish I did. I actually, my daughter stayed over with my parents. Me and the wife slept in until about 9:30. First time in a long time. So I did not. But I actually, my whole sleep schedule was off because I stayed up to watch some UFC and boxing on Saturday night. So
Yeah, man. It was
it was cool.
I mean,
What
first
I've
of all-
seen, I mean, it's awesome. Obviously, beating
Yeah.
Canada, number one.
Oh
is
God,
dope.
they were so sour, dude. Taking that silver medal, man. The sour pusses on all their faces. They thought, I mean, dude. There's no doubt they outplayed us. I think they outshot us 2-1. Like our goalie was just standing on his head, dude, making saves. It was just it was
So
one of those games. It reminds you a lot of the miracle on ice when we beat Russia, man. The way Jim Craig played.
yeah.
was,
So let me ask you this: is it all amateurs in college, guys?
No. It was all. It was this. I think this was I think this might have been the first year in like 3 Olympics where NHL players were playing again. So
Okay.
and I know 2 years ago we had like the Worlds where that was when it might have been last year or 2 years ago. But do you remember 5 or 7 seconds into the game, we were playing Canada and Keith Kachuk dropped his gloves right like in 5 seconds and he started to fight. I'm like this is the way we're gonna. They didn't do that this time with the Olympics. I mean, we just played it out, but I mean, it went into overtime, which I've never seen this. I've never seen. They go 3-on-3 in overtime in hockey.
All the time, or is that Olympic rules?
I think it's Olympic rules.
Yeah.
Olympic rules. Yeah.
What I did see that was really cool and what a heart touching moment was the one guy who passed away in the car accident.
Yeah, Johnny Gaudreau. Him and his brother were riding bikes. They got hit by a drunk driver.
Right, they were on their way to their sister's wedding or something, right?
They were at their sister's wedding. It was like at like a destination and they went for a bike ride and super tragic, dude. So like the whole
But to go grab the kids and bring them on the ice to celebrate the moment, that was fucking awesome, man. That's the cool shit. That's the really cool stuff you see out there.
So Raj, how you feeling with this weather, bro? It's March and we are looking at more snow on Wednesday, more snow on Monday, and we just got hit with 5 to 8. I mean, is this going to be a never-ending winter or what?
Like, dude, I went and swung clubs with you at the simulator a couple weeks ago. I'm in no rush to get back out there and swing. Because it's not happening anytime soon, dude. Like, it's not. Unless we all of a sudden it gets like 70. Like, we skip right through spring and it goes right to like 60s, 70, like right off rip. We're not playing golf until mid-May.
At this point. Well, I am going actually in 2 weeks down to Virginia. Next week it is going to be the high 50s, and then the weekend of our tournament looks like it's going to be in the 60s. So I, sir, will be playing an event in 2 weeks. But bro, I better head over there to my place and practice. You know where I got to practice over there at Hudson Valley Indoor Golf, which is a good time to give my sponsor a shout out. HVIG is your go-to spot when the weather is trash, like it has been here all winter long. So it's located right here in the capital region in Valencia, New York. It gives you top of the line simulators, real course play, league nights, and the perfect place to dial in your swing all year long. Rain, snow, 20-degree wind chill, doesn't matter. You're still striping the ball down the middle at Hudson Valley Indoor Golf. Whether you're grinding to lower your handicap, playing a bucket list course with the boys, or just looking for a fun night out, they've got you covered. Book your bay, bring your crew, and keep the sticks warm all winter long at Hudson Valley Indoor Golf. Make your tee time now at hvigolf.com and make sure you tell the guys that the Upstate Golf Guys sent you. Raj, when were you over there last?
2 weeks ago? I mean, you and Scrounge went up.
Yeah,
I'll tell you one thing though, when you guys are up there, make sure you guys take advantage of the huge putting area as well. With the they got the games you can play tic-tac-toe. It's got the tracer, it traces your ball, it gives you the line to putt, shows you where you're off the line or on the line. I love that thing. That's like my bread and butter. I just sit because I hate simulators. I'm just not a fan of them in general. I just can't hit the ball. My ball, the way I hit the ball, you seen it. How many balls did I hit that one time?
Dude, that was funny.
It just doesn't track it. But that putting surface, that putting area, it's undulated, everything else. It's absolutely awesome.
Absolutely. Yeah, and that's what I was going to say, and you just hit the nail on the head. So no need to. And then I was just going to give my boy Shoe Dog a shout out. Hoping he could send me a new pair of shoes for this tournament down in Virginia in a couple weeks. Over at 88linksgolf.com. Make sure you check him out for there they are, the top of the line shoes, man. He's got everything from hats, polos, ball markers, divot tools, you name it, you got it. But he specializes in those shoes. Shoe Dog knows what he's doing. Make sure you go check him out over at 88linksgolf.com and use code Upstate20 at checkout. So you're going to rock those shoes this year, brother? The ones that you just showed me?
Absolutely, man. More my style. The first ones Mike sent me wasn't quite my style. I liked more of the sneaker look. I noticed the ones you had on last year, so I copped the pretty much same style. The sneaker look, more effective for my game. I don't know if it's going to add 10 yards or not, but it's definitely going to add a lot of comfort. So, who we got coming on for a guest tonight, man?
Oh, bro, this dude's awesome. He's got a golf apparel line, and he's got a story to go along with it, man. He's actually a really cool dude. He was just at the PGA Show. He met up with a lot of the golf content creators. He's also a golf content creator on top of it. So
nice.
I'm not going to drop the name quite yet, but
stay tuned to find out. We'll be right back.
To find out. We will be right back after this short intermission.
Dreams fill the breeze, fairways calling down the tees, roll it smooth, the body's tight.
All right, we are back after that short intermission with my man Lyle from Feel Golf. What is going on, Lyle?
What's going on, guys? Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. No, thanks for coming on, man. I know you are super busy, dude. Last time I talked to you, we had to postpone because you were boxing up hats, hoodies, the t-shirts, man. I seen on your website here, you are sold out. So you've been a busy dude, man. You've been a busy dude. I love to see it.
Yeah, I mean, when I started this back in August, I guess I didn't really know exactly what it was turning into. And then I got deeper into it. I didn't want to stop. And, it's like you can either wait for brand deals or you could try to make your own stuff. So I just went the route and trying to make my own stuff. I've always been my own boss. So naturally it just felt like a cool passion project to get started with. And now it's evolving into something different. So the first drop was awesome. The hats, I have my own manufacturer. It's custom down to the tags. Ever since I started building my hats, every time I go to a golf course, everything that I'm seeing, I'm kind of disappointed in. I think a lot of people have been giving me a lot of solid feedback. I haven't had any negative feedback on anything that someone has ordered yet, so that's been
Well,
great.
the quality of these hats are just different. Like the material is not it's not your average trucker hat that you see at your everyday golf course. It's I don't know exactly what the material is you use, but it's solid, man. Quality.
So that was like an organic cotton twill is like the fabric. So that one fits really great, like for this time of year, like early spring golf. Obviously, in the summer gets a little bit hotter, so I have like a nylon hat that I've been working with. But I'm sampling some new materials now for like a spring, like summer line. So it's just really exciting, like making hats, but then also selling them at a price point where I feel like it's like fair for everybody involved in the transaction. I think any golfer can look around like at whether it's like the superstore or inside pro shops, and it seems like we're kind of getting raked over the coals as golfers because the demographic of golfers spend money. So I feel like there's like a little bit of like abuse from like larger companies like asking like for what they're asking for clothing. Like I saw like Peter Millar hoodie yesterday in a pro shop for $290. And I was like,
yeah,
dude, that's crazy.
Stupid. That's a little ridiculous.
Because it is a little ridiculous because like knowing what I know based on like what I spent on my first drop, I mean, it's like pretty simple, dude. My hats cost me like $12 a piece.
Yeah.
Okay? It's not like a secret, you know what I mean? And so that out of economies of scale, you have these massive brands like Sunday Red and Travis Matthews that sell these like $50 hats. And it's like, man, so I just wanted to create a product really just like lowering the barrier of entry for just like cool golf like hats and then lifestyle wear, so I went after like my own brand with the hats and I really want that to be my signature. But when it comes to like a hoodie or like a t-shirt, if I were to go out and private label my own t-shirt, it's going to cost me $20 a shirt. If I go and just put them on like a nice organic cotton t-shirt, it's going to cost me like $10 a shirt. And then I'm going to ship them and sell them for 26. And you know what I mean? Like, and everyone's happy. Like, I don't really want my stuff to, it's more like helping me just like fuel like the passion. I just wanted to see like what I can create, but I know that as I scale it, like I can keep my pricing like pretty consistent. Like that's my ultimate goal.
Yeah. I mean, it is definitely on point. And like you said, sometimes you're just paying for that name with the, Sunday Red. I saw his, I really loved his shoe. I was gonna get the golf shoes, but they're like $230, $240. I'm just like, I don't know. I mean, that's not bad for shoes, really. But I mean, I'm telling you, I'm sponsored by 88 Links, so I've been getting hooked up with the free 88 Links golf shoes. He's a small company out of Florida, retired guy. He's been making shoes for like 50 years. His nickname Shoe Dog, but he was always working for other companies. So here you go, Roger. Thank you, buddy. Yeah, he's got some sharp.
Nice, dude.
Yeah.
I love to see that. I love to see that. I think the coolest trend that we've seen in golf over the last few years is the rise of all these independent golf brands. Golf is becoming more a part of like the status quo as like most men. Like the demographic of golfers is massive. And now you're finding all these niche brands that are like popping up and people's bags are getting like more personalized. Like people are more into like the collectibles and things like that. And now there's all these different ways that people are expressing themselves like through fashion. So like really I see like this trend taking place where the only thing people are giving money to TaylorMade for like Callaway is really just clubs. And then now you have all these like smaller brands that are kind of like filling the gaps. It's crazy how many golf brands are like floating around these days. Like just go to the PGA Show, you know what I mean?
The game's growing. Well, let's talk about that. Before we get into the main thing you wanted to talk about. I know we were discussing something. You have some big news you want to drop. You were going to tell me about something, but let's talk about the PGA Show before that. I wanted to now you first off, you met some pretty cool content creators there, became pretty good friends with him, it seems. I mean, I love Sonny. He's absolutely a riot. Nick from Bev Boys, those guys. I mean, you fit right in with them, first of all. I mean, they're great. They're great dudes.
They are. They really are. Sonny is somebody. It's so funny because I actually had a dream like last summer before I started my page that I was going to meet Sonny. And then when I met him, it was kind of like a weird moment, but he was really just like one of the most like down to earth people that I've met, that is like doing this and has like been successful. And I think is also like well respected by everybody else in like the creator community. and then I guess Bev Boys Nick, like he's actually like super funny in person.
Yeah.
When I first saw the stuff, I thought it was like, oh, this is like a little cheesy, and I didn't get it. And then I met him, and I was like, oh, this guy is like just like Kenny Powers.
Yeah.
Like, and
I can see that.
and I'm supposed to like work and like with Nick on his golf swing at some point. We're gonna like do some sort of series, like hopefully soon, because he's like rotting in New Jersey and all this snow, or like having to like go back and forth. So we were talking about that last night.
Now, is Sonny in Massachusetts? Because I know he has a couple tournaments in Massachusetts that I'm going to try to go to this summer.
I'm pretty sure he's in like Rhode Island,
Rhode
like somewhere
Island,
over there. Yeah,
he's in the. Yes, I know he's out this way.
Red
Raj,
Sox territory.
Yeah, he does a tournament out here, and some content creators go over there. I'd love to go and just meet a couple of the guys and get my foot in the door. And I know the PGA Show is really a spot for that. I was actually offered. I don't know if you've heard of Lombardi Putters. Paul, his name's Paul Cristiano, but he's a small putter company. But he was down there. He had a booth,
nice.
And he offered me to. He said, "I'll fly you down here." He goes, if you could work my show, he goes, and I'll put you up. And Brad just shaking my head. He's like, "Why did you not take that deal?" But
bro,
when you
should have told me. I would have went down.
I know. Well, when you're a business owner, I just didn't think of passing the torch to you, Raj. I'm sorry, but that could have been. It sucks. It's during the week. It's like, and I'm a. If it was the weekend, I probably could have worked. My 4 days, taking the Friday off or something.
You did try to pass the torch to me and give me credit when Uncle Paulie, because I gave him the nickname Uncle Paulie. I was pretending I was like a deli worker in New York City. Right. Hey, Uncle Paulie. And now everybody calls this guy Uncle Paulie now. Everybody.
Yep. Yeah. So he actually did a post the other day. He was like, I got a story to tell. He goes, I would have never had the name Uncle P if it wasn't for Anthony from the Upstate Golf Guys podcast. And it was like, dude, that was like episode 30. I'm on like episode, I don't know, 125.
130, yeah.
Yeah. So it was crazy. When we first began. But yeah, he's wild. I'll show you his putters. I'll send you nice. His page. He's a great guy though. And I mean, totally. He's more into he's a big sponsor with the Under Armour Junior Tour, and he's big with the kids right now.
Cool.
Helping them out. So I love to see it. But nice. and then Lyle, you did a golf with a stranger, or what's the page called?
That's like my other page. Yeah, Golf with a Stranger, which is more
Golf with a Stranger with Andrew Austin. I'm not quite sure if he was actually a stranger, if you actually kind of knew him, but man, he's some dude. I love Andrew. He was actually on the podcast a couple months ago.
Oh, really? Yeah, dude. No, he got like Sonny connected us like before I ever even met Sonny, because like he's in Charleston and I was in Charlotte, and like my sister used to live she just left Charleston like 2 weeks ago to move to Texas, and she's been there forever. So I've spent a lot of time down there. So he just like connected with them, and then we played golf. I've got some like really good friends of mine that live in Charleston who are like great golfers. And so like we all like went out and played at Kiowa. And then that's when I started my trip down to Florida for the PGA Show. But yeah, PGA Show is awesome. Just overstimulating a tad. It was
too much, right? It was just
a lot of space. I think overall though, like the climate of like the PGA Show shows you that like the economy of golf is like continuing to grow, and that there's a lot of opportunity. And there's also like a lot of funding behind it. I mean, where there's 1 million square feet of like floor space, I mean, you have to think about all like the money that's attached to that. So I think that golf is like in a really great place. I just hope that like nobody's like really talking about like how do we grow the game like properly. So I hope it doesn't get like too crazy or out of hand. But what's funny
what do you mean by that? Like just the way YouTube golf is going in the content creator classic, and like it's just. Yeah,
a lot of the creators are pretty cheesy. You know what I mean? There's a lot of people doing the same thing, and after meeting some of them too, it's like some of these guys are actually clowns, and they have like this crazy opinion of themselves and like what they're doing. I think you could really tell the people are like doing it for the right reasons, and that's what I learned when I was down in the PGA Show. But that's also a reason why, like, whenever I first started this, like, I kind of went after like field golf and not like my name or like something like that, because I didn't really want to be known as like a personality. I've been working out like this like business plan of like field golf, and previously I built other companies. I've always been like an entrepreneur, and then kind of like found golf. I've always played golf, and I fell back in love with golf during COVID, just like everybody else. I didn't play in college. You know what I mean?
I love that you said that though, because I laugh all the time, and I'm like, how does this guy have 50,000 follows and 30,000 likes. I'm like, this guy's such a goofball. There was one guy. I'm not gonna actually say any names, but it was the
Gimmicks.
dumbest.
They're all
Roger,
fucking gimmicks.
Roger, do you remember I had to cancel them? I'm like, I can't even have this guy on the podcast because I can't even take him seriously. It was it was legitimately, and he had like 50,000 followers. But I also do think, Lyle, a lot of these guys, especially no namers that you've never heard of that have huge followers. I mean, they're out there buying their followers. There's no doubt about it. I'm sure you've seen it in the content creating world.
I mean, I haven't spent a single dollar on like ads, or even like with my first drop, I did like 171 orders, which was like incredible. And then I did like 10 more with like some like overruns. So like it was really successful. And I would say that the audience that I've created since I started posting back in August is pretty curated. So like there's like a lot of like notable people like within the golf community that like follow my page. Like I've been messaging like Eric Lang back and forth. Eric Lang actually told me that I was kind of like, he literally said, he's like, you're like the younger version of me. He essentially got started in all this back in 2016. And that was actually like when my life was like totally going downhill. And then he's essentially like 10 years in the future and he's doing all these incredible things that I had like dreams of doing. And then now all of that's actually like starting to happen, which is pretty crazy.
That's dope. Manifest it, brother. You manifest shit.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think it's that, but also it's like people talk shit about America, but like I've been to like almost 30 countries. And if you talk about like a land of opportunity, like it's still here. Like you can start a business on your cell phone and start paying for your golf through it. And then like, I mean, and even in the last freaking 3 days, like over the last weekend, I got invited to play at Oakmont and Maidstone.
That's amazing.
It's like this year is insane. And it's because I just like kind of like put myself out there. I'm just like on my redemption tour, but
that's
I have, yes. Dude. So I want to talk about this like series that I'm getting started to doing because it's really cool. And I'm actually in 2 weeks from today, I'm leaving to go shoot a pilot for a series called Golf Trip with a Stranger. So I'm literally bringing a random follower on a golf trip with me. And it's more like a golf adventure. We're going to Guatemala for like We're going to Guatemala for 5 days to shoot a series, essentially a pilot. And I've been in discussion with like a few like larger brands. They all have like a ton of interest in like what I'm doing. And what I'm trying to create is like Feel Golf becoming like a larger media channel. So like phase 1 was me like building a community. Phase 2 is like, okay, let me figure out how I could like fund this. So I started making like hats and merch. And now that's essentially the growth budget to go and do like some really awesome like cinematic golf travel series that I think in the next few years, like golf media is going to explode. And the only thing we really have is Full Swing on Netflix and then like YouTube golf, unless you're watching like Eric Lang or something like that, all of it's really just like, I've never watched a minute of YouTube golf. I watched the 3rd episode of the Internet Invitational and that was it, just out of respect for beef. And I just wanted to kind of like see how it all looked because that's when I was like just getting started. But I have no interest in consuming that type of media. I'm like not one of these kids that sit at home and watch people play video games. And I'm certainly not somebody that sits at home and watch people play golf. I go out and freaking play golf.
Play golf yourself. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I can see that.
But that's okay. Everyone has, whatever they like. But I think that I'm trying to go out and create something that's completely different, right? So the concept of the series is it really started, all this happened just by accident, just like me even being here. But the series itself is like supposed to shed light on like this like loneliness epidemic and has like underlying themes of like promoting like men's mental health issues and really using golf as like that first step in a relationship with a new person that becomes like a building block for like a better like friendship. Because I think that as men, like we're also competitive with each other and like closed off. But like golf is one of those places that we could come together and it's like, you sit next to a guy in the airport and he's wearing a logo from a club that and you start talking. It's like, okay, like what's next? Like you could literally go out and hang out with this guy for hours. And, women have like their own little cliques and they have all these friends. And every time a girl posts on Instagram, they get 100 comments from all their friends and like a guy does. And it's like, they don't get any love or any support. And now we're seeing like this massive spike in suicide rates among like regular white guys because of like dating apps or like totally ruining like dating. And the ugly girls think that they can get better men and they're holding out, and it creates this whole gap of like lonely
Hmm.
guys. It's a serious
I
problem
mean,
that
I think
technology is like on set for us.
I mean,
Oh, yeah.
you gotta think. I mean, we're in the social media world, but I mean, especially for young teenage kids, teenage girls, kind of social media is the same boat with like, you know, you see somebody's life like that's fake. Like it's
Yeah.
nobody's showing their problems on social media. Everybody's life looks glorious. And you have this
Yeah.
13, 14-year-old kid that sees this
Is
beautiful girl and
going through some real shit in life, and he's like, "Why isn't my life perfect?" And
right. You know,
everything.
so that
And
is,
you got to
I mean,
think too. Like some of these kids, even like on the dating game for guys, like we're in our 40s. So like when we wanted to hang out with chick, we had to go talk to the girl. Hey, how you doing? Introduce yourself. You know, play that whole game. Now they scroll, and if they don't like the way she looks, they swipe that way, or I don't even know which way you're supposed to
It's
swipe
crazy.
because I've never had a date now. But like, you know what I mean? Like you're swiping, like that's how they pick now. Like if you want to get something to eat, you pick it on your phone. Everything's done by the palm of your hand now, dude.
It's
It's ruining society.
It
kind of
is.
is.
And I think that people need like a narrative. And so like that's what I'm trying to create. I mean, it's in a really short version. I mean, in a way, like the whole reason I'm doing this is because like golf saved my life. You
So,
know,
you have the courses picked out in Guatemala. I just want to hear a little bit more about this Guatemala
yeah.
idea and
No.
why you thought
I
of
mean,
Guatemala.
well, like that's the story, right? So like the cool
Okay.
part about this whole story is like why Guatemala? That's what everybody has been asking me. And the reason why we're going to Guatemala, back in 2018, it was like September of 2018. So I just got out of prison. It's been like a year. Okay. So this is where the plot thickens because 10 years ago, right now I was like facing like some serious charges due to like violations of probation. I was completely addicted to drugs. I was trying to heal myself from like childhood trauma, right? I got involved with like the wrong friends. I've been playing golf my whole life. We started doing drugs and like things got out of control. I thought I was a hippie, going to jam band shows, eating like a ton of acid, selling drugs, like lived like a really hard edge lifestyle for 3 years. I was just being completely self-destructive because I didn't really know how to deal with all of that. And ended up paying like some bad consequences like for my decision making, which I needed because I was like so stubborn. I mean, I literally like 10 years ago I was in a completely like broken state. It's a long story. I never hurt anybody. But I made some mistakes between the ages of 18 and 20. And then I turned 21 in prison and did 15 months in South Carolina, and then I got out and I had to start rebuilding my life. So I started working in a restaurant full time, flipping pancakes, waiting tables, and I started making some pretty good money. And then that winter into 2018, I put myself back into college, and started going back to school at Coastal Carolina. And then it was around like that next semester, that fall, I was been about a year. I was starting to feel pretty good about myself, and I felt like I wanted to go do something cool. So I had like a terrible girlfriend at the time, and we said we were going to go to Guatemala on a trip, and she was just the worst. So we broke up, but I still had tickets. And so the hurricane was coming to Myrtle Beach, where I was living at the time, and I was like, my mom, like I should just go with my mom. So my mom and I ended up going to Guatemala for like 4 days while this hurricane just like happened to be hitting. And we went on to have like this amazing adventure together. And my mom and I had a pretty tough relationship because I was a knucklehead and she was always calling me out. And she was having to commute back and forth from New Jersey to South Carolina to work because like just like financial stuff. So like I didn't really have any like supervision. And it was just like it was a rough time for our entire family. And now it's like everything's amazing. And I'll get to that point. But this trip was really like that first like step in like us like healing and me finding like a better, deeper purpose inside of myself. When I was at Guatemala, we are doing all these amazing things like hiking volcanoes, like seeing like these beautiful like cities, like cobblestone streets. It's gorgeous. And I was like, man, I can still do really cool things despite like the mistakes that I made, and I could still go out and see places. And then that put this like thirst for travel in me. And then I graduated school like on honor roll. I had a job immediately. I did like some solo backpacking through Central America. I came back, locked in, got really good at selling stuff, started making great money. And then pretty much have been on like a bull run ever since. I like got into sales, started building sales teams, really became super successful for where I should be.
True
Because I
comeback story, bro. True
well, I
comeback
learned
story. I love it.
like when you're in sales, like I said, it's like I used to sell other things, so I can sell pretty much anything.
Yeah, yeah,
You know what I
whatever.
mean? So like,
I got
but
you.
like you can command your own value, and like it's amazing if you can communicate like your thoughts and ideas to people in this world. Like you have the massive advantage because most people can't. So like I really started to see like more of myself and like my worth, and like in my early, this was all in my early 20s, and I got out, I started moving around, like building teams. At that point in my life, I was more into like hiking and mountain biking and skiing. I was finding myself like in the outdoors, in the mountains with my dog, like really just like connecting with myself and doing hard things. I would go on these like 15, 20 mile an hour like hikes. I would ride my mountain bike every day. Like I was kind of crazy, like being super
You were rebuilding yourself, but you were also looking for that competitive edge that you lost. You needed something.
yeah.
You needed something. You
Yeah.
didn't want to go back to the drugs, and you needed that push. And it was you that you were pushing
Yeah.
to the core.
And I was doing some like super granola stuff, and I was like playing golf, but it wasn't like my favorite thing. And then I ended up in 2023 starting my own company down in Florida, and it was essentially a consulting company for like farming. So we would help them improve on energy efficiency projects and did like these big solar projects and started closing like some massive deals. I scaled it super quick out of my apartment, off pretty much off my cell phone. I built that business. And then I closed like a 7-figure deal in 23 that's like essentially just getting finished now. So I'll get like a nice payout, which gives me, because it's like I've always made my money in like cycles. It's kind of a crazy lifestyle being an entrepreneur, but like I have no other choice. Right now I couldn't be a DoorDash driver if I really wanted to be. I'll hopefully this year I'll like receive like a pardon, but I mean in the last July, I we started to phase out that business. And then I was like, well, I'm just going to try to go for this, because over the last 2 years, I got really obsessed with golf again. I played my entire life. I played like one semester of college, but I didn't play. I was like totally uninterested in it. So I just like transferred out, and it just was not like something that I put any time into. And then I picked up golf back during COVID, got obsessed with it. And then in 2024, we did a trip to Monterey. I had like a mentor of mine like take me out there, and playing like Spyglass and like seeing a place like that, it completely like changed my life. And that's when I knew I wanted to like really get back into golf. And I started just like playing a ton. And then last July, it was almost like Forrest Gump. I started playing golf in July, and then I decided I was going to enter my first tournament back in like early August. So then I went out to like win that golf tournament, like my first one back since I was like a teenager. I shot a 67, and I knew that I could play, and I was like, I can compete again. So I played in a few more tournaments. But then after that, I left for like a 3-week like spontaneous trip to Europe, and I started just like traveling around. I flew into Italy with my golf clubs, played in Rome, went up to Venice, played, went into the Dolomites in an RV. I flew to Bulgaria and played along the Black Sea. Went to this awesome resort in like the Alps in Slovenia, and then I went back to Italy and played some more golf. And I went home, and that's when I started making all my content. I was like, might as well start here and like go on like an adventure. So then now it's like, yeah, fast forward since that. And then, I had my first video hit in like September, and now we're here and I'm almost at 20K, but I haven't really been trying to like farm new followers. I've been too focused on like creating like cooler stuff. Like I'm trying to be like a little bit more artistic about how I approach like my posts, which doesn't really gain the traction, but like there's a season for everything. And I'm just like trying to like up like my editing skills, like my photography, everything that I'm like trying to like rope into. But I'm also like building like a really strong like core like fan base or like support group, whatever you want to call it. But the whole series now going back to Guatemala is like such a great start for this entire like new project, because essentially that's like where my story started. It took me like a year. I got back there, and so it's like it's a natural fit to go there, and it's a place that I love. I've been there 3 times. This will be my 3rd time.
Are you
And
bringing mom with you?
No, but her birthday is actually the Tuesday. It's March 10th. So my mom will her birthday is going to be happening like while we're there, which I think is kind of special too. So it's just like I have an awesome team. I have my lead cinematographer. He shoots for F1 and Jaguar. We met playing junior golf, and we like fell out of contact, and then we got back in touch a few years ago. I haven't seen him since I was a teenager, but he's like all the way in. He shot last year at like the Scottish Genesis Open. Like his resume is off the charts. And then I have another videographer who has been doing stuff for like the North Face and like mountain bike films. And he's more of like an action videographer, and this is going to kind of be like a mixture of like parts unknown, like Anthony Bourdain travel, but
Mhm.
also like make a wish for like regular guys that love golf that like just need like a break or like a cool trip or like an adventure or like a surprise. And I have all these really awesome things that are planned along the way. The guest that's coming on the show, like he's been following me since like the very beginning, and like we've like talked on the phone a few times, and he could just like he's just a good guy, and I'm excited to like hang out with him down there. He knows where we're going, but after the next series the guests aren't going to know where we're going, and we have like some really awesome spots already like lined up.
That's
And
cool.
I think you're going to be very successful with that idea, man, because it's something different and just what you're going to get out of two strangers. I mean, you have reality TV that we all know of that absolutely
of
blows
course,
up,
yeah,
and I mean, this is borderline, you have your reality TV with mixed in with golf, and especially when you're really golfing with a stranger, the stranger has no idea where he's going. I love that idea,
And
man.
yeah,
that's I always say too, golf is that one sport that where it brings people from all different walks of life together. It doesn't matter.
absolutely.
Like I play with this guy Fairway Mike, dude. He's a 72-year-old
Right.
retired truck driver. He's a piece of work, man. Like any other time I wouldn't probably hang out with this guy, but he's one of my best friends now because we met on the golf course,
Yeah,
That's the
what's interesting
relationships
is
you
like
build.
everybody that's like coming along the way, like I met this guy like the first day that I was in Italy named Rob, and Rob has been like helping support me. He's like Ranger Rob on Instagram, and he's like the marketing director for like some massive real estate developer in New York City. And we met playing golf, and like now he's essentially like helping me like polish like field golf like as like a business.
Yeah,
And so like it's interesting, but everybody that I've been incorporating into it, like we're all strangers, and then we're getting together, like kind of create this production. And then, we have a few more episodes that are planned. But like while we're there, like we're doing a mix of golf and then like exploring. What was really cool is yesterday I got a random DM. This guy's like, I heard you're coming to Guatemala. I'm like, how do you know this? Like nobody knows this. And so it turns out he heard from like one of the golf clubs that we booked with, and then he just reached out to me directly. He asked to be connected. They like left him on red. So this guy reaches out, and turns out he's like a member at like another private club that like I would love to get out and play. And then he has a buddy who's like a kind of a famous DJ in Guatemala, and like he's like up and coming, but he also like loves golf, and they're trying to like do like golf content, and they have like a cool videography team as well. But they also like we essentially have two local guides now. They're going to be hanging out with us for like the whole week.
that's
So
cool.
it's gonna make it really interesting. Because have you guys ever watched any like the Anthony Bourdain stuff?
A
I
while ago.
used to,
Yeah.
yeah, and
Yeah, I mean, he's such a good storyteller, the way
it's
he would like, go
yeah.
into a place. And then like I was watching just to get into like the mode of like creating and like storyboarding and just like trying to like understand. Like a lot of this is gonna be like on the go, but like we have like a few planned scenes, which is
Sure.
crazy too, because like here we are planning a fucking show. Like what the hell is going on in my
Right,
life,
right.
right?
That's
But
so
like
cool.
we'll take it, and it's
Where
all
we
happening.
you're gonna see it. It's gonna be on YouTube on the
So,
YouTube channel, or what do you
well,
That
think?
was my
this is
next question. Are you going to try to pitch it to somebody or?
oh, it's definitely so this is my plan of rolling it out, and I think I'm gonna drive people crazy. But like I'm only gonna start with in-person showings, and I'm gonna do events around the screenings of it, get people in while I'm like kind of like starting to build like the YouTube audience.
Mhm.
And then also while we're doing that, like we're gonna be making content around these events. So
Right.
like seeing people's reaction to the show, and then using that to like farm more sponsors and a budget, because somebody's gonna want this. And I actually had a director from LA like reach out to me, and he thinks that way, we can get this place with like a studio, or like we have connections. And my buddy Rob that I just mentioned as well, like we have connections. So like pretty much everything that I've been putting my mind to in the last 6 months with this thing has been happening. And so like I know this is going to be a successful series, because it literally, like I've looked at every aspect of like what makes YouTube golf like viewable, and we're borrowing from a little bit of everything. I mean, it's going to be a
Mhm.
little bit more cinematic. I think that it's also for a demographic. Like it's not like, I mean, good is like golf cartoons for little kids. This
Mm,
is for something like the 25 to like 45, 55. You know what I mean? Like this is for people that look at golf more of like what it's becoming is like as a lifestyle. But the fact that the freshness in the show is that it's not like me flying around in a private jet to spot to like play more stupid challenges. it's me actually bringing and putting people on and like using this platform as a way to like incubate others. Like we have like a DJ that I'm going to be able to like plug. This guy Drew is like a professional violinist who's trying to get his golf page. I'm trying to do that, right? And put the community on, really essentially like working together with other people, as
That's
opposed to
dope.
just like worry about
Yeah.
me. And then on the business side, like the merchandise side, I'm starting to roll out and doing collabs with all these other smaller independent brands. So like this is like how I'm going to be positioning Field Golf to become like a larger channel. Is not only I'm like using my resources, not just for myself, but I'm trying to grow the community, and do so in a way that like kind of like everybody's going to win. So like that's I
Mm-hmm.
want I think it's crazy. Like some of these people are so freaking greedy that are doing this, and you have a choice. Like you can use it for greed, and or you can like try to do something positive with the platform. I mean, I'm only here because I'm a Christian, dude. Like Jesus saved my life 10 years
Mhm.
ago, and I'm happy to be here. I don't really push it on people because like people, and I pray for them, but like I that's the only reason why I can do any of this, and I have to say
Mm-hmm.
that, right?
Awesome.
But I'm just like I'm happy to be here, and I'm also just like trying to share this like what I have with other people because I feel like I don't really deserve it, and like this is my way that I'm going to do it. So I think that's constantly bringing somebody in. Like I have a professional skier that is going to be on the show at one point, and I also have a guy
Sick.
who's a caddy on the PGA Tour. I've got a buddy that we've made like through the page, and unfortunately, like, dude, he lost his wife of cancer. They've been together
Oh,
for like
it's
7, and I'm gonna bring
terrible.
Oh,
him and his son on
hell
the
yeah.
show. And
That's
like
dope.
you know what I mean? And so it's not
Yeah.
just like we're not like riding the soapbox, right? But like there's
No.
gonna be a different theme for every single episode. And like
That's dope.
what's the common denominator? The common denominator is that like golf is like such a special thing. And it can be used like to give you strength. It can be used to give you like passion or like direction, and all these different things. Like you can use golf to get inspiration for so many different things. I played golf when I was like mourning, like when I'm happy,
Mm-hmm.
sad, like whatever, all the emotions you can go out there and like and play, and it makes things just like a little bit better. You know what I mean?
Yep.
It's not like it's like this magical thing because most days it can suck, but like, you know what I mean? It's just,
Sure.
it's what we do.
No, what's
So
cool,
let's
man, is
go ahead.
sorry,
No,
real
no,
quick. What's
no.
cool, man, from just listening to you talk is that's something. So me and Anth been doing this podcast thing for a couple of years now. I also have a separate golf podcast, and what I've noticed in the golf world is exactly what you just said, is that a lot of people don't try to lift one another up. Everybody gets to a level and then they're too good for somebody. Like they're
Yeah.
not, you know what I mean? Like they're not trying to help someone out or, take a half hour and jump on a podcast or whatever the case may be. Like there's times where I've had conversations with people, they've committed to the podcast and then I just got ghosted. Like I don't care, but just tell me you're not coming on. I would do that instead of wasting my time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like
I
that
mean,
kind of shit.
there's great ones out there, obviously like yourself, super humble dude, and then
That's what I'm saying. Like
there's some
that's
that are just like they just think. I mean, I'm like, dude, you're a content creator. You're not like on the PGA Tour. Relax, buddy. You know what I
No,
mean?
like,
and you
yeah.
realize that at the PGA show, you could tell the vibe of people when you get to know them one on
Yeah.
one, and you can tell too when you're watching them. When you watch people long enough, it can't be a gimmick for that long. Their true person is
Yeah.
going to eventually come out.
I mean, I've literally like I answer every single message. I pretty much answer every single comment that somebody leaves me. I mean, I try to be like ultra responsive because like that's what I mean. That's like I'm building. This is like
Yeah.
important to me. You know what I
And
mean? And like,
look how I mean, successful you've turned in just the last 6 months.
yeah, I
mean,
mean, it's
Oh,
all
blown up.
just it's just the beginning, and it's growing
Yeah.
the right way. But yeah, I mean, it's important to me. It's like it's such a massive space.
Yeah.
So I'm excited, but I think that like there's kind of can be like a changing in the guards of like the thoughts and opinions, like the way things go. I've even been in like discussion with like another like a pretty large brand about doing some like consulting work because people like love my like outfits and stuff. I mean, so it's like all these different um all these opportunities are just like popping up, and just
hell
because
yeah,
I put
dude!
myself out there. So it's just it's an exciting, it's
Good for
definitely an
you,
exciting
man.
time.
Keep fucking grinding, bro. That's fucking super dope.
I love to hear those kind of stories and those comeback stories, man. Grind into the top, bro. From the bottom to the top, man. Keep going. But I want to hear a little bit about your golf story now. I just want to hear a little bit
Yeah,
about some golf talk, man. When did you start the game? You said you've been playing all your life?
pretty much. My dad, my dad's my dad was playing golf like my entire life. So like I've been out on the golf course since I was like a little baby, and then I mean really started playing like probably like 3, 4 year, 5 years old, something like that. Like everybody else that's gets like in that age when you can really start to like have like some sort of like coordination. And I played other sports. Like I did baseball, but then like we were in New Jersey and I was like kind of like a ripper at baseball. And then like kind of played golf, but I was more into baseball. And then we moved from New Jersey to South Carolina. Like the baseball team was like so political, I couldn't get any time. So I played 1 year in sixth grade, and then after that, like I was like,
You're too
baseball
late.
was like,
Too late to the party at that point.
yeah, exactly. The teams were already set up. Like it was hard to break in. They didn't give me any opportunities. And when they did, I performed, and then the season was over, and then I was like done with it. But then that got me into golf, and getting into golf, like I was like, I'm just gonna focus more on this because in South Carolina, you can start like playing high school sports in seventh grade. So like I name every product that I have has a story. There's like the whole reason why that hat's called the Carolina is because like the opportunities that came to me for golf in the Carolinas. Like South Carolina has a program where juniors play golf for free under 16. So I was able to go out with my dad and play these great courses around Myrtle Beach and not pay. Or when we lived in New Jersey and I was like 5 years old, it's like full price.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's like,
Yep.
what kind of fucking scam is that? You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like you're gonna charge a child to come out here with their parent and play. Like to me, I think that's terrible business. And so like and you can see like South Carolina produces, we just had a Clemson guy win on the PGA tour yesterday. Like it's like South Carolina it's a hotbed.
Mhm.
Really the
Mhm.
Carolinas in general of like great golf. But it's because the programs and the junior golf and the high school golf and everything is like literally a farm program to create like great competition. There's great courses and there's like year round ability to do it. You know what I mean? So that's kind of where it all started. And then seventh grade, I got on the team and I was on varsity. I mean, I was pretty good. I've always been good at golf. And then in high school, I did really well. I was like the captain of my team. What's crazy is we came in second place in the state championship 6 years in a row, which was like the biggest.
The whole time you were there.
Yeah.
Oh,
There's even one time where we thought that we won and we celebrated, and then there was a scoring issue, and then we went into a playoff and then we lost. It was brutal.
no.
It was
That's like my
brutal.
Miami.
brutal.
I've lived
was
that in
brutal.
2002 with my Miami Hurricanes versus Ohio State. We won for about 7 seconds, then the ref threw the pass interference flag. I know the
Dude,
feeling.
it was brutal. I mean, there was a lot of energy, and honestly, it kind of like created like some probably like trauma. And then at the same time, I had some idiot guys on my golf team that got me into like the weed and everything else, and you know what I mean. So like I became like less serious about my life.
Mhm.
And then, but like, yeah, I mean, it was pretty. I played one semester at like D2, and then I like quit, and then I just I don't really practice anymore. Like since I gotten really back into golf, I just play golf and I've filmed my golf. Ever since I really started filming my golf swing, like last year I went from a 0. The best I was a plus 3.5. Like last August, I was on a freaking heater. Recently this year, I've kind of been on a slide. I'm embarrassed to say I'm a plus 0.8, which is like
embarrassed to say.
Mhm.
This guy.
Buddy.
Dude, it's like recently I have not been able to play golf, but that's okay. I could probably use that like a little bit of like a up in my handicap because when you're like playing at a +3 and like trying to like I have some like matches not like matches,
Money
but,
games.
like we've got a
I get
bachelor
it.
party coming up, and we also have I got invited to go to Sand Valley with like 12 random guys. So we're doing like a 5-day trip in Sand Valley over like Memorial Day. So I know we're gonna do
Nice.
something there because it's like, so that's gonna be like weighted on my handicap. So like we'll see, but yeah, I mean it's like golf for me. It's like I'm just not one of these guys. Like some of these guys that you see that are creating, it's like they've been playing in college and they've been playing like a lot. I've talked to a lot of them. Oh, we played this private club in Cape Cod growing up, and life is good. And it's like, dude, that's crazy. You know what I mean?
What's your favorite course over like traveling? I mean, across the world. I mean, you said that you traveled all over the place.
Yeah.
Give me your favorite.
Okay, so I'll give you my top two because they both have like a crazy significance. My all-time favorite, like I guess in America so far, is Spyglass Hill. I think Spyglass is pretty epic. It's challenging, and I don't think that anything can like really prepare you for like how striking of a golf course it is, and just like the routing itself is like this crazy adventure. You start up in the forest and you turn down this first tee shot's like where do you even hit the ball, and then you
Blind
turn the
shot.
corner, it's wide open, and then you can see the ocean, and you route towards the ocean, and it's beautiful, and you're like mesmerized, and then you like start working your way back up into the forest, and it's like the hardest golf you've ever played, but it's like beyond pure. I had just like an incredible round of golf there when I went in 2024, and I was like 5 over through like the first like 4 holes. I hit some bumps on the way in and just like could not get anything going, and then like I locked in. I think I finished at like 78, but I shot like even on the back nine. I was working my ass off for that.
Grinding.
And like I got up and down from 80 yards on 17 to save par, and then on 18 I chipped in for par. It was like the sun was setting, and there's the bay in the back, and like the mountains, and it was like one of the it was just like it was like playing golf in a picture. And that ever since I've been like chasing that feeling of like finding and like putting myself on just like the coolest golf course. And that doesn't always mean like the most expensive, but like truly finding like the adventure in golf. And so like when I went to Europe, I think I have a few notables that I think are interesting to talk about. But I
Yeah, shoot
did
'em out.
when I went to this place in Bulgaria called Thracian Cliffs. So around this time last year, I was in Austria skiing because I'm a big skier too. And then I was in Prague, and I was like, what kind of golf is out here? And then I saw this resort in Bulgaria, and it's like this epic, not like 18-hole course along like the Black Sea, and there's like this cliff line, and it looks like Pebble Beach, but like a lot, like it's way more on the water. The first 8 holes are completely along the Black Sea, which is interesting because it's like Russia's like right there. We were only like 12 hours from the front line in Ukraine at the time. So that was kind of crazy. But the golf course is like really wild, and like it was just insane. They call it like the Pebble Beach of Europe. It's like a diet version of Pebble Beach, but it was wild. Just getting there was like an adventure in itself, like being in Bulgaria. It's actually surprisingly like a pretty cool place. It's pretty cheap too. So not a bad spot. But my favorite was I found this resort in Slovenia. And when most people say like you hear like Slovenia, like you don't even you don't even know where to find it on a map.
No idea.
So Slovenia is actually like north of Italy. It shares a border with Italy and Austria. So it's a part of the Alps, right? It's like a mountainous country that was a part of the Eastern Bloc. And I would say out of like any of the Eastern Bloc countries, because I've actually been to a lot of them, Slovenia has recovered probably the best. And where I was playing, it was like it looked like a fairy tale. Like there's like this alpine lake in the Alps with like a 1,000-year-old church in the middle. And the lake is like this like crystal clear, like 100-foot lake. So it's actually like pretty warm in the summer. And then on the hill above it, like this mountain, there's like this castle. And it's just like, it looks like a video game. And there's people from all over the world like visiting. Like if you Google Slovenia, it's like you see this lake, like it's in a town called Bled. And that's exactly where it is. And there's this resort there. It's the number 24 course in all of Europe. And I would say like out of any value, it's by far like the best value. Like a 3-day package there was something like $1,400 and includes like unlimited golf. You get breakfast, you get an e-bike to ride around the town, you get a golf lesson. Every night they would like leave a note in your room with like the conditions for the next day. And it was like the most curated experience. They have a locker room, and you get your name and locker in like this beautiful locker room like the entire time that you're there. And it's just like not that expensive. You know what I mean?
Roger,
Like,
are you looking at pictures of this place? I'm looking at it right now, dude.
Yeah, that's what I was looking at.
What are you looking?
Insane.
What are we seeing? Or are you googling?
No, I'm just looking at
Slovenia.
Slovenia or whatever. It's
Yeah.
Slovenia and just the whole country, the mountains and everything in the Alps.
Dude,
It's incredible.
it's pretty amazing, and it's actually
Beautiful.
not that hard to get to. And it's like, so you can literally, if I was going to go on a golf trip right now to Pinehurst, right, for 4 days, I'm going to spend what it's going to cost me to like fly to Slovenia and like go and do the same. It's like the same expense. So like
Yeah.
for me, it's like, might as well go to Slovenia. It's like way cooler.
The
Like,
buildings
Pinehurst is
there are
cool.
really cool.
Yeah,
The
that's
buildings
like-
look really. The buildings there are
Everything.
awesome. Like that.
That's like
Yeah.
the stat for Disney. It's cheaper to fly a family to 5 to Japan and back and stay for 10 days than it is to go to Disney for like 4. Or something
Exactly.
crazy like
Well,
that.
same thing with like skiing on the East Coast is like you can go to Utah and spend $300 on a ticket. When I went to Austria, I spent $70 to ski on top of this glacier, and it was like the most unreal experience
Yeah.
of my life.
Is it true?
Nope.
Can you ski? So is it Austria that you could ski from like Austria to France to like like, is there a mountain that you could ski like multiple countries?
Yeah,
I
that's
feel like
in Zermatt. You can ski from like you can ski in like to Italy, Austria. Like they all kind of like touch in like this one corner, and you could ski like country to country.
I remember reading about that, and I remember just thinking it'd be awesome to go.
I think that golf in Europe is like really underrated. A lot of people go to Ireland and Scotland, but like they don't realize like there's like some incredible resorts in like Spain and like Portugal. And it's really easy from people in New Jersey or like New York to fly to Portugal and go play some like incredible golf and go home.
He ain't going.
You know what I mean?
No one's going to Mexico to play golf anytime soon.
Oh my
Oh
gosh.
God,
dude,
you see what's
I
going on
know.
down there? That's crazy, man.
Dude,
They got the
that
guy.
is
They got like
crazy.
they're settling down though, right? Didn't like the actual Mexican
Not,
army get the
not
card-
from the way my IG feed looks right now. It's not.
No, it
settling
looks like
down.
they're going insane. I think like
Are they?
Trump's gonna send in the troops down there. They're
Oh man,
Bro, this is crazy.
yeah, it's definitely this world's crazy. But I need
Dude.
golf in my life, man. I need the
Dude,
snow.
sorry,
melt.
that's
I
just
need
this-
golf in my life,
Yeah.
bro. 'Cause
no, I
It-
mean, I
I'm-
get it.
I'm
It
losing.
looks
my
like the
mind. But
purge down there.
I have a quick question for you, just because it's funny. I'm a huge like a jam band fan and a hippie.
Oh,
I mean, I
man.
grew up, but I'm not like I just smoke some weed now. But are you a fan of Fish and like those kind of jam bands, or is it like are you more?
So I was
not as-
kind of
not as
like
mainstream?
a little ratty. I was like really into Widespread Panic,
Widespread
which is
Panic,
like
yeah. They're good.
everyone knows they're good, but they're kind of scary, dude. Like their shows
Yeah.
are scary. It's more like hippie metal. You know what I mean?
Did you ever hear of? Did you ever hear of Perpetual Groove, P Groove?
Yeah,
they're like
of course.
Yeah, dude, they're
Yeah.
they're
I
out
love
there too.
Humphreys. Humphreys McGee is like one of my favorites. And then there's this really great band called Big Something that's out of North Carolina. They're like a mid-tier jam band. They're just excellent, dude. They incorporate elements of like everybody.
So you
I was
still
never like a huge Fish
Oh,
fan, but I've seen Trey Band a few
yeah.
times. But
I've seen Tab a couple times, and I just go to. I mean, I go to Fish at. I'm not like I don't travel and see them, but we have SPAC, Saratoga Performing Arts Center, like 40
Yeah.
minutes from us. So not sure if
Nice.
you've heard of that venue, but yeah, I go
yeah,
every year.
absolutely. Yeah, I mean, I used to spend my money like traveling to go see shows. Then I was like, what am I doing? Like, you
Yeah.
know, I now I just put that money toward. It's like by the time it's all said and done for, dude, like it's like just go on a golf trip, go play
Right.
golf, right?
That's
It's
why I
like,
go
it's
once a
serving you
year,
better.
dude. That's I still have
Yeah.
a friend, my buddy, my best man, good friend of mine, but he'll take like 3 weeks off work and he travels and like the whole East Coast that Fish tours. I'm like, dude, how much money are you spending? He goes like all
Yeah.
3 nights at New York, all the New Year's Eve, the run, the 3 nights over there that they do. He does all 3 nights. They're like $250 a ticket. I mean, I would much rather save my money, like you said, and go on a golf trip. 100%.
I agree. I like kind of
but-
phased out of that. I think it's kind of fun, but at some point, like as like a white guy in college, you're gonna have to decide whether or not you want to get into like psychedelics and jam bands or not. And the ones that do, it's like it's kind of like a lottery, dude. What's crazy is a lot of the guys that I like got involved in with this, like some of them are still in it and they're just kind of like deadbeats.
Going
you know
nowhere.
what I mean?
Mhm. You
And
want to
so
be
it's
an adult or you want to be a degenerate? Where are you going to
I
go?
always have this. I mean, I've never like left those tendencies, right? Like, but I've always like I have this like term like business hippie, and that's kind of like what I like try to be because it's like
Mhm.
you can be successful in business. You don't have to be like a fucking asshole. You know what I mean? And
Right.
you like so like it's like I met John Ashworth at the PGA show, and it's like talking about a business hippie. Like it's him.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's on like the tail end of his career and like, but it's like he's done some incredible things and now he has had so much success. He was able to buy a golf course and like save it. And like, he has like this whole awesome project with this like course called Goat Hill Park. And like, that's what he's focused on is like, that's what I'm talking about. Like he created something.
I seen
for, like,
that. I seen the
golf
videos of
community.
that. Yeah.
Dude, it's like he says he invited me out. He's like, it's the chillest environment ever. You could have your dog, like it's very like laid back and people that go there, they love it. And like I want to say like the land was gonna be getting scooped by like a developer or something.
Yep.
And, like he kind of came in and like saved the day. And it's like that's what I'm talking about. Like he's leaving the game in a better position than what he found it. And like
Mhm.
ultimately, like that's like what I want to do.
Hell
And-
yeah, dude.
And dude, I had a lot of people reach out to me, like telling me that they love like what I'm doing, and like there's a lot of support in the background. Even it's wild because like you have, I have almost 20,000 followers, and like it's not like you get 20,000 likes on videos. People will not like it, but they see it, and then they'll tell me like, "Dude, I've been seeing your stuff," and it's like, "Well, I can't tell because you're not liking it." Well, that's fine, but like they're still like motivated by it. So it's really interesting to see that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The whole thing is
Yeah.
crazy.
I like your
Absolutely.
vibe, man. I definitely
I
like
do
the
too.
direction you're going with this and field golf. I mean, I like it, man. Everything you're doing about it and the positive energy you
Attitude.
have behind
Yeah,
it and the attitude
100%.
and everything, bro.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, you're
I'm
gonna
gonna
go a
take
long
this
way.
whole thing. I'm gonna take it over, dude. I'm telling you right. I'm like, it's not like a hostile takeover, but it's like, I think that there's like room for somebody to like really kind of like not like a Grant Horvat, but like I'm like a Grant Horvat mixed with like an Eric Lang.
Yep.
'Cause I'm a good golfer too. So it's like
Yeah.
I think I'm not like tooting my own horn, but like I want to create something and like hopefully the intention behind me doing this stuff is that other brands or people will kind of adapt to like that same type of behavior. Please copy this, right? People love to copy other people on the internet. Please just copy being like an authentic, like decent person.
Yeah.
And I think then and by doing so, like golf will be left in a better way. Wait and see how quickly it's going to take for like other creators to start bringing their followers on trips. You know what I mean? Like,
No,
Mhm.
wait and see, because it's going to happen.
I think you
'Cause
got
it's
something
good.
here.
People are
I
going to
think-
like it.
I think
You
you
know?
I
got
agree. I agree.
Yeah, but which is
I-
great. Like they should be. Like I don't want to see them flying around on PJs, going to play in these places. Like they have a lot of resources. Like use some resources for like other people, dude. Like don't be such a hog. You know what I mean?
I love that attitude, man. I love it.
There's
Yeah.
one movie I seen when what the guy say? He said, "You got fat while everybody's starving on the streets. Let everybody eat, man. Let everybody get a little piece."
Everybody
And
eats.
I think it was
That's
the King of
tough
New
out
York,
there.
Christopher
Yeah.
Walken.
Yeah, there's
Yeah,
enough out there
and
for everyone. You
what's
don't have
funny
to hog it
too
all.
is like I even within field golf, I'm working on like creating positions like within the company for like people that I like have in my life. Like I have like Rob, who I essentially like am like bringing along for the journey, but I gave him this role because he wanted to get out of what he was doing. He wants to be more involved in golf. I have like I have this thing because like I have like a funny title, like the director of vibe regulation, and which is like stupid, but like I don't care. And then I have like my small council that I put together, which is essentially like my board. And so it consists of like my two cousins who are both auditors and like corporate auditors who are like by the book, like they are like really into real estate. They're great decision makers. And they kind of are like my sounding board for like all like these big events. 'Cause I mean, I've had people even offer me money to like invest in the field golf right now. Like I've had
Really?
multiple offers on
That's a
on
good
like
feeling.
because they see what it looks like. And then I also have my sister and her husband. So I put the four people in my life that I think are very close to me, but also like decision makers. And like, I'm creating like a role for them and like eventually like, I'll pay them like at some point. You know what
Well,
I
when
mean?
you really blow up, don't forget about the Upstate Golf Guys, Lyle. Don't
Yeah,
forget about
dude.
us, bro. Yeah. But I really want to get around in with you too when you when things slow down. I mean, if you do end up going out to the Cape, I'm about 3 hours to the Cape. I would take a road trip out there. If you want to come to upstate New York, there's a lot of good tracks here. I would treat you to one of the clubs around here. I'd take care of you.
I'll be in. I have a bachelor party at the Turning Stone in like mid May. Have you guys been out there?
Beautiful. I played all 3 courses, dude.
Really?
Beautiful.
Yeah, we're doing the whole thing. I'm excited. I've heard they're
They
great.
eat me alive. They're amazing courses, but they eat me. You keep the driver in the back. Keep the driver in the bag. That's all I'm going to tell you, man. Keep it in the fairway.
Tight.
You don't want it so tight. You just don't want to be in the fescue. There's very minimal. There's the fairway, especially Kaluuya, the one that starts with a K. I mean, there's very minimal rough, and then it just goes to the tall fescue. I mean,
crazy. But that's beautiful, though. I love when courses have fescue, dude. It fucking, I love it.
Nice.
It's such a nice touch.
Let's talk off air though and get a date on that, Anthony. Maybe we can set something up.
I would love to come out. I mean, you got your bachelor party going. I don't want to, intrude on that, but I mean, even if the day before or after, I could come out.
That's what I'm saying.
So I'm planning on being on the road pretty much all of May. So I'm driving the van up to New York, and I'm planning on like doing like Bethpage. I want to go to Montauk Downs, and I've got a few invites on Long Island. And then
what about do you come down to Saratoga National, and I'll treat you to a round at National. That's one of our. That's
is it
like
sick?
It's go check it out.
It sounds every golf course, and that's my favorite region in the world to play golf.
Well, I'll tell you what,
dude, you gotta come though. You gotta come to the Saratoga when the track's open though.
Well, that's but that's August. No, if you're here, we'll still go to. Actually, you know what? It's a good time to go to National because we'll get a good deal there. Normally, it's about 2 track season.
It won't be jam packed. You're right.
And in track season, it's about 300 around. I think you could get there on May for like, dude. It's a great track. But it's
I
another
just love the way I love classic golf courses. Like, I mean, I
Mhm.
play like Tot Hill and like Tobacco Road and all those like quite a bit.
Tobacco
And
Road looks awesome. That's a
it's
bucket
so,
list course
dude.
for me.
Have you played Tot Hill at all?
No, dude.
I'm wearing a Tot Hill hat, but yeah, if you guys ever
I've
come
only
down,
gone.
I can get us out to Tot Hill. That's
Can
on
you
me.
have you gone to? I see. Now I go to Hilton Head every October for our Golf Week Nationals, but usually we play like hold on, I have
I play
I
Freer
got-
Park, my local
played
course. That's
played
it.
Arthur Hills, Palmetto Dunes.
No,
Sick.
and
I
we
played.
played.
You ever play Slick Rock down in Texas? I think
No.
it's just outside of Austin.
Okay.
Nice little country club course. They have like they had some type of PGA event there, like just
Nice.
prior or after we were there. That was probably the nicest course I had.
Okay.
But yeah, Hilton Head's beautiful, dude. What's the other course I played? Robert Trent Jones. I never played the big one down there. The what's the
Harbortown?
one? No, they played the week after the Masters down there. The PGA plays there.
Harbortown.
Harbortown. Yeah.
Yeah, I actually
give it-
so that's gonna be Harbortown should be on the list of places that we're going at some point with the show. I
Nice.
have I got set up with like the marketing people down there, and they like love the concept. So at some point I'm gonna either do a trip down there, or I'm gonna go down there with a videographer, and we are going to talk about like the renovation, because they recently, over the last year, they've been working on the golf course and they've renovated it. And I'm not sure if you know this, but like out of like all the renovations that are going on in like these courses, like multiple PGA Tour pros were like involved, and David it was Davis Love going through it. So he had like Scheffler like reaching out, and like some of the bigger guys like, don't, make sure you like don't botch this, because they love the golf course that much. Which I've never heard of PGA Tour pros wanting to like weigh in with an architect as far as like, making sure they don't ruin a golf course or
Right.
change it too much. But I've heard only great things. I have a few friends that have played it since. I'm hoping to be there like early May. That's gonna start. That's gonna start my golf bender in May.
Nice.
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
if we're as long as the snow's all going in May, like I said, man,
Yeah,
you make the trip either before or after,
it better
or
be.
we can
Fucking
meet.
hope so.
It better be. Or we can meet. You can even meet halfway somewhere if you don't want to come all the way to the upstate area. But Saratoga is a beautiful town for you just to go walk around and check out.
Oh, I
and
know,
get some
dude.
content in.
I just
Yeah.
watched Seabiscuit. Seabiscuit's one of my favorite movies.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then like they're
I
talking
love
about Saratoga in that movie all the time.
Secretariat's another great movie. That's like it's
Yeah.
not like Seabiscuit, but Secretariat. This whole story of Secretariat is awesome as
Nice.
well. But all right, let's
very cool.
I always lie. I don't want to keep you too much longer. I know you
that's
got
fine.
a busy schedule, but I always like to finish off my podcast with just some spitfire fun questions. So
Okay.
ready for them? We'll shoot them out.
Sure. Oh my
All
gosh.
right. Caddyshack or Happy Gilmore?
Which Happy Gilmore? Definitely not number
One.
2.
No, one. Got to go.
I would, definitely Happy Gilmore.
Okay.
Second one
Use-
sucked.
Yeah. You know what, dude? It really did. The only thing
The
I
first
liked
hour was good. The second hour,
No, it
when
wasn't
the
even good. It
actual
was
I
golf
agree.
sucked.
The whole movie was. I thought the
Yeah.
whole movie was cheesy. I liked all the cameos where I was just like, oh, that's cool that he's in it. Oh, that's cool he's in. Oh, Justin Thomas, that's cool
So-
he's in it.
I've got a cool story, but one of my buddies, who's like an engineer in New Jersey, his firm, he actually like designed this like rotating green that they dug this like massive pit in the fairway at like the golf course that they filmed at. It's like something Fox Country Club or whatever. But my buddy was the guy who like designed like a piece of their set, which I think is pretty cool.
That's
TP,
sick.
That is really cool.
He's the
That's
man.
definitely cool.
He's the man.
I mean, I love Sandler, but I think he was very pressured to make Happy Gilmore 2. He got Netflix paid
Yep.
him a boatload of money. I don't even know. I mean,
You
what was the
don't-
dollar amount? It was
Fuck with the
So-
classic. You just
No.
don't fuck with a classic
They-
movie. Leave it alone.
They spent $1 million to dig that hole, and for like this green, like that one scene, which is crazy. And we were it was like October of 2024. I was up in New York for we played. My cousin lives in Vestal or like Binghamton, so we play Conklin and Enjoy. Have you ever played either of
Yeah,
those?
of
I
course.
just played there
We were
last
just
year.
out there.
Oh,
Roger,
dude, that was
Roger got some gelato out there, you know.
We
out
got
in,
great
Dude.
gelato. Great,
yeah,
great
that's a little
gelato in
inside
Binghamton.
joke of us, but yeah, we spent the night out there. It was great.
Conklin is so sick,
So
dude.
dope.
It's an incredible golf course, and so is Enjoy. But like we were we were
I like
heading up for
Conklin
that,
better.
and like he was like on a call like the entire drive up from New Jersey because like there's like some massive issue with like this hole in the ground that they were trying to build, and then it was like kind of interesting to see like it come out, and then it was just like what the hell is even going on in this? Sorry, but like
Jesus.
yeah, it's kind of a funny story about Happy Gilmore too.
No. Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. No, that's another place. I
Yeah.
mean, out there, if you're traveling out there, I would drive. That's only about Binghamton's about an hour and a half from us. So, I mean,
Well, it's
I'd,
not. It's
I'd be
about
down for
two
Conklin.
and a half hours.
Is it really that far?
dude.
Dude, I must have. Been out
Conklin's
of it.
great, and Enjoy is really cool too. I mean, just the history at Enjoy is definitely worth playing.
Sure.
That's a
Yeah,
hard
I
golf
like
course.
Enjoy.
senior-
I like the greens at Enjoy better.
Oh
than
yeah,
Conklin.
yeah. It's hard, dude. Enjoy is those fairways are tight, dude.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah,
All right. Any hole in ones? If so, how many?
I've had one. It was like last April. It was my first.
Nice.
Nice. What
Yeah.
course?
It's called Three Ridges in Knoxville, Tennessee.
All right. Nice, man.
Yep.
Was it were you able to see it go in or was it a blind shot?
Oh no, it was like this like beautiful downhill. I held a like the wind was blowing right to left, and then I like held a cut into it, and I landed like 2 feet below the hole or above the hole, and just went right back
Rolled
in.
back.
Just
Love it, dude.
disappeared. Couldn't believe it.
Beautiful. I love
Yeah.
that sound. I love that.
Oh, yeah.
All right, dream foursome, dead or alive. This is just a classic. I love to hear everybody's dream foursome.
Dream foursome. That's a great question. So I would say VJ Singh is in there for sure.
Okay.
VJ Singh is like, I think he's so underrated. And like I went to the PGA Championship in 2005 at Baltusrol with my dad when I was a kid in Jersey, and like we watched VJ Singh hit golf balls for like a while, dude. It was insane. And he was just like so good. He like signed a hat for me, and I've just always been like a huge fan of him. I would go probably VJ, and then I guess you have to like mix in Tiger because I mean I love Tiger even despite when he was going through his stuff. Like the scandal like kind of was like crazy, but like I never like stopped liking him when it's crazy. I mean, people like he's like everyone loves him now. No one remembers any of that, right?
Yeah,
Right.
you're right.
Crazy. But like watching him win like the 2019 Masters, like all this stuff, dude. As like golf fans, like everyone that was here before COVID, like that was just so pure, dude. So that would be Tiger, and then probably like Fred Couples, and then me. I think it's like a good group.
That's
Freddie.
good. That's a good different one. All right, final question. This is Roger's favorite. I'm going to let Roger ask this one.
What's your walk up song? You're walking up like you're walking up the tee, walking up to the tee box like you're walking up to home plate. What's your walk up song?
Oh man, it's probably gonna be "That Smell" by Leonard Skinner.
Okay.
Yeah,
Ooh, that smell.
and just like his the guitar, that whole just like the beginning of that song, I love classic rock and stuff
So do
like
I.
that. It's kind of crazy. It's such a crazy vibe. That song.
I
is
think you and I
crazy.
would. I think you and I would get along. We have the same. I think we both like the same style of music. I think we
Yeah.
both vibe the same, man. And I mean, I am. I'm not as good as you, but I am a 15 handicap on my tour. So I'm. I mean,
Okay.
I'll keep. I'll keep up with it. It's usually around the greens I lose my strokes. So,
Yeah.
it's like everybody else. It's a short game
Yeah.
is a bitch.
Yeah. Putting sucks.
Absolutely, man. But listen,
Yeah.
Lyle, why don't you? I want you to. I first off, I really appreciate you, dude, taking the time, coming on, chopping it up with us.
Yeah.
Your story is incredible. It's inspiring for others. Anybody that's been through it knows it's not easy to get out. And man, you got out, and you're kicking ass right now. Keep it up, man. Keep grinding. I love to see it. I'm rooting for you, and I'll keep supporting you, bro. But I want you to tell the listeners where they could find first your website, man.
Yeah,
where they can
so
find your
website
merch.
is feel.golf. So it's like not .com, it's just feel.golf. Instagram, it's at feelgolf with 2 underscores.
Mhm.
And then YouTube, which is like just getting off the ground. I think I have like 60 subscribers. It's at feel_golf. So
Got it, buddy.
that's where
Awesome,
we're
man.
at. Yes,
That's
sir.
it, man.
I appreciate you guys, man. That was fun.
know,
dude.
and again, let's definitely talk about May and
Yeah, I'll be there. I will literally
Good.
be there. I mean, I'm planning on being in New York for like at least like 10 days. And like 4 of those are the bachelor party. So I'll be around.
We'll
Awesome.
make it happen.
We will
Yeah.
definitely make it happen. We'll have a
Sweet.
good time, man. We'll get a
Awesome.
little content, take some videos of us chopping it up and play a sweet course. Like I said,
real quick, my last question: when do you plan on releasing your show?
That's a good question. We're shooting the pilot March 9th through the 14th. So I'm not exactly sure because it's going to be 5 days of like going through stuff. Like we've got to edit it. I've got some really awesome music that's like lined up for like licensing.
Okay.
So like I'm not really sure. I mean, I'm hoping to start like doing a showing in like towards like the end of the like spring, like maybe around like May or like early June. I'm
So
not
our,
really gonna rush this, but I'm gonna definitely.
No.
It's gonna be like all over Instagram and like
Yeah.
stuff like that. Like little
I was gonna say
clips and
people will be able to
previews.
see. People will be able to see. Right. I was gonna say previews on your story, things like that.
Yeah,
When you're out.
I just need to
things
build a
like that.
subscription base before I release it. I'm just not gonna just go into it cold.
Right. Yeah.
But at the
sure.
same time too, it's like I'm trying to like land a few like larger like title sponsors for the show. Which I don't think is gonna be an issue once people see the trailer, but like one thing at a time. You know what I mean? I have no
Absolutely.
idea. I make my schedule every single day, like when I wake up in the morning. So I have a completely unregimented life.
Love it.
So I shoot from the hip, dude. I'll figure this thing out though.
It's good to be like
Attaboy.
that sometimes, man. It's really good to be like
Absolutely.
that sometimes.
Yeah.
It's kind of the way to be. But
All
all
right.
right, bro. Lyle, I
Yeah, man.
appreciate you again for coming on. It was a blast. Raj, always appreciate you coming on as the co-host. And to all the listeners, thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of the Upstate Golf Guys Podcast. We'll catch you all next
See you
time.
guys.
Later.
Green field of green.